Thank you.
He's got a crush on you.
Are you jealous?
Of him?
No, I feel kind of sorry for him.
Mortuary from 1983. So last night I meant to watch this, but I actually ended up watching Mausoleum instead, which is from the same year. And I just got them, like, my wires crossed. I got them mixed up for some reason. So I threw that one on, and I really enjoyed the hell out of it. And so I woke up today and watched this, finally. And, oh boy. Am I glad that I watched Mausoleum before this last night, because I had a much better night because of it. Mortuary is terrible. Oh my goodness. And this is also from 1983. And from 1982, we have one of my very favorite slashers, Pieces, that stars Christopher George and his wife, Linda Day George or something like that. Yeah. They separated the same year this movie came out, and I wonder if it was over this movie. She was probably like, you know what, dude? You got me into Mortuary, and now our marriage is in the mortuary, because holy shit, this movie's so lame. I wanted to like it so much. It is a slasher. I thought it was going to be like Supernatural, but no, it's just a slasher. And pretty much the only good thing about this movie is that it has a very young Bill Paxton in it. And of course, I'm talking spoilers, as I do with these older films. Bill Paxton is the killer, which you can see coming from a mile away. He's the weird guy who's like really into the main girl. And she wants nothing to do with him because he's odd and he works in a mortuary and, he listens to Mozart. He's not cool. So he has to steal her away, embalm her, and make her his plaything forever, or as long as the embalming would last, which wouldn't be that long. I really didn't like anything about this movie, honestly. I really wanted to, and even though it is like super 80s cheese, and you get this kind of ridiculous ending, with the body getting up at the end with the knife, kind of almost reminds me of Pieces in that way, where what the body you think is dead gets up and goes to kill them. So it has similarities to Pieces because of the actors and because of that. But man, I always sit down to these to have fun, and typically I would take notes, and that probably would give me more to say about this one. But it starts off with these two kids that are picking something up or dropping something off. He works for a flower store, but I thought they were there for tires. They were there to pick up tires, but they work like his buddy works. I don't even remember it. And I just watched this. It's like so forgettable. The second it's off, it doesn't matter. But they witness this like seance thing, and you think that maybe they resurrected somebody, and no, I guess they're just fucking weird. I don't know. And Bill Paxton's character, he's wearing a mask, even though it just looks like a guy with a face painting, like his face is just painted. But then when he's revealed, she like grabs it and tears it away, and it's like a mask. I thought it looked like someone's face painted the entire time. If that was a mask, I'm shocked by that, because I don't see how I thought it was Bill Paxton the whole time. So when it's like ripped away to be revealed that it's Bill Paxton, I was like, it wasn't just him with face, like a painted face? It wasn't? I'm confused by that. I'd have to go back and look at it again. But I thought it was just very obvious that it was Bill Paxton with face paint on. And then she tears a mask away, and underneath is just Bill Paxton's face. And I was like, wait, are we not supposed to know it's him? Like, I know it's kind of set up like it's the dad, played by Christopher George. Like, I know that because he is like a dick and he runs the mortuary, and his son is weird, and you think it's either going to be like both of them, or you know, maybe he resurrected someone else or something. But the whole time I was like, oh, okay, it's Bill Paxton, as you know, with his face painted. But I know Bill Paxton's face, so it's him. But maybe it's like a different actor that has his face painted and it just looks like Bill Paxton. I honestly don't know. I'd have to go back and rewatch the scenes with him in it. But yeah. Anyway, there's some really stupid things in here, just right and left. Funny things, though, is like when our two main characters here, the boyfriend and the girlfriend, I don't remember their names and I don't care. They go to have, like, she goes to kick him out. He's like, I don't want to leave you here alone. And she's like, no, you got to go. And she's like chasing him around the house. And, you know, it's like that no means no, but she ends up, you know, giving into him anyway, which is always so weird. But, you know, they go over. It's a playful thing. It's not weird in that way. It's just funny, I guess. Anyway, they know that the mom, she's like, oh, my mom's on her way home, like kind of thing. And he's like, I'll wait for your mom to get home. And then they decide to start fucking right in the living room, fully undressed, completely naked. Not like he's slipping it down a little bit and she's like kind of slipping, and it's like something you can fucking like, you know, put your pants back on really quick. No, fully nude down to zero clothing of any sort, right in the middle of the living room, right in front of the front door. Like, what? How brazen. As a teenager, really? Like, when you're a teenager, you have sex in places like that you're not going to get easily caught by parents, right? You go into the room, you lock the door, you know, you sneak away to somewhere. You don't have sex in the middle of the living room when the parents are on the way home. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. Why would you do that? Anyway, also, her mom is being attacked now. The killer uses the tool that you use to embalm people, which is kind of cool. I think the look of the killer is really stupid. But his tool for killing is fine. All the deaths in this are terrible. Just lame as all hell. They're either off screen or when they are on screen, it's just like stabs. It's super, super lame. But the mom is attacked and she's screaming. Hi, honey.
Hi. Sorry.
Screaming out. Like, he is stabbing and stabbing and stabbing. She's screaming. And we know the daughter's in the house. We know they literally just laid down. So they're both awake still. The daughter is literally right down the hall. And somehow it takes her mom's already dead. The killer's hidden. It's got to be at least a couple minutes later. And she kind of comes in the room. Not like frantic, like, what was that or something. No, it's just kind of like, Mom? Like, Mom? The only reason I could imagine she's coming to check on her is because she heard something. And if she heard something, that something would be screaming relentlessly. And we're not talking about just like random screaming. We're talking about like the screams of death. Right? We're in the throes of death. So it's very clear that this woman is being attacked in this house, and the daughter just kind of casually walks in the room a couple minutes later like, Mom? This is so dumb. And then I think so he goes to embalm her. This isn't a big thing and it doesn't really matter at all, but they go to like embalm her and he pulls down her sheet and she's naked, and it doesn't show her from here up, but then it shows her from like a top angle over here looking out at her, and it kind of looks like her, but it has to be a body double. I don't see any other reason to frame it the way that they did. It's, as I said, not an important note at all, but I was just like looking at it like it would be very odd to me if she agreed to the nudity and they shot it like that. Like, it shows her face sort of. It like shows it from the top angle and like the side, so you kind of see it, and it's a very, very similar looking girl. So they definitely got someone very similar looking at least. But yeah, everyone's just so lame in this. The tension is zero. The chase scenes go on for so long and are so tensionless and so forgettable. Like when she's being chased by him and she goes and like hides in someone else's house or something. I think that's where it is because she runs for a little while. I can't imagine it's on her property. And then, oh, there's also a really funny scene where our main guy here, the boyfriend, he comes in to the mortuary because he's delivering something, and his boss is really mad at him, and he's like, even though he already screwed it up and he's super worried that he's going to lose his biggest client, he still lets this kid deliver to him. He's like, you think you can take this over there without pissing him off? He's like, I won't even talk to him, which he does not freaking, pull off. He absolutely talks to him. And the guy threatens him. So not a good choice to send him over as his biggest client. You would think like, I'll go take this one. But no, of course, he goes over anyway. Bill Paxton pulls him into the back where he's embalming some chick. And while he's back there, the dad comes in and is like, no one's allowed back here, and kicks him out. And then he goes to the door, which is like, I don't know, 10 feet away from them and like right next to them. And he's like peeking in on what they're doing. But he's like standing completely, like the door is open like halfway and he's standing, almost his entire body is standing inside the room, like maybe this part of his shoulder is like behind the door, like he's like sneaking a peek, but his entire body is just standing there watching them. And it is like, I always love in movies how they try to pretend that our peripheral vision isn't a thing. Like if something is moving over here or if something is there that's not supposed to be there in this corner of your vision, you see it. Everybody does. So it's just really, really funny to me that they do this all the time. And it is so clear in moments where like they turn to mess with some equipment or whatever and they're looking this way and he's like, he's not here exactly, but he's here. He's like just out of eye line sight, like right off to the left where you 1000% would see him. Now, eventually the dad does like look up and see him and say like, what are you waiting for? Get out of here or whatever. And it's like a full minute later. It's like he's clearly watching you. He's clearly peeking in on what you guys are doing. But it's so funny to watch. It's like the actors, like this is always those scenes that blow my mind. Because shouldn't the actors speak up and say, listen, I can clearly see him. Like, I'm telling you right now, I'm doing this scene and he is all up in my vision. I would 100% see him. Like, I get it from a visual standpoint, right? Like, the way they wanted to shoot the scene is so that we know he's there. This is just bad filmmaking, outright. Like, this is a director who does not understand how to tell a story, period. But it's a lazy direction. It's like, I want the audience to know he's there watching in the framing, as opposed to just like having him crack the door and doing little like close-ups of him seeing, then showing it from his vision. This way you only have to shoot like one angle. You just have to shoot him in the background and the actors working in the foreground and just do that the whole time, as opposed to like going in and doing different camera angles and having to do different lighting. And it takes more time. It takes more effort to shoot it like that. And it's just throwaway. I know it's nothing, but when you watch it, it's not even an attempt at trying to hide. He is straight up just standing in the doorway like, hi, I'm still here, by the way. And we're supposed to believe he doesn't see them. Or that they don't see him. It's just, that like is perfectly encapsulates the whole movie for me. It's just stupid shit like that, right and left. And while that was entertaining, the rest of the movie is just kind of boring. It's just kind of blah. The characters are super uninteresting. There's nothing engaging about them. I do not care for anyone in this film. Nobody. Bill Paxton is Bill Paxton, so like I like him because he's Bill Paxton, but he's only in the movie maybe 10 minutes altogether. And it was cool to see him, and I love him, and I'm very sad that he's dead. But yeah, it's just a terrible film, and but I finally watched it. This is a poster that I've seen a million times, and I've always wanted to see it. And it's been out since I was 1 year old, and I've had 41 years, Jesus, 41 years to watch this, and I finally did, and I could have went another 41. and missed out on this one completely, but it is what it is. Mortuary, a very lame slasher of the 80s, and that's that. All right, have you guys seen it? It's on Tubi. If you want to see any of these scenes that I'm referring to, or God forbid, the entire film, but it's up to your discretion. Let me know. Bye.